Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining me in another episode of your favorite show, the one, the only Red's View. Of course, I am your gracious host, Jay Red. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. If you have not already, make sure that you subscribe. There it is, the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Red's View. And make sure that you follow me on all social media platforms at J Red. It is right there. Hopefully, everybody has been having a very good week so far. I know it's only Tuesday. You know, we go live every Tuesday, 8:30. But hopefully everybody's been having a good week so far. I know school is getting ready to start next week, so y'all better get ready for that. All the parents, now the children will be out your hands a little bit with the teachers and everything like that. So I know a lot of people been doing some back to school shopping and all that good stuff. But as usual, you know, we always got to talk our talk here on Red's View. If you're on Facebook, make sure that you hit the share button. Hold on a second. Trying to make sure my fan is straight. If you're watching on Facebook right now, make sure that you hit the share button. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you hit the like. Please, for the algorithm of YouTube, hit the like button or the dislike button. Make sure you do that for me. And if you really love me, please leave a comment. Feel free to join in on the discussion because we got some stuff to talk about. All right, so hopefully y'all ready, man. Hopefully y'all ready. Again, hit the like button or the dislike button for the YouTube algorithm. So I got some stuff to talk about, man. Let's get into it. Did Jess Hilarious say anything wrong? And if you saw the thumbnail to this, it has a picture of Jess Hilarious. Now, some people may not know about this. It's been just now getting coverage. I think this happened like on Sunday, I want to say. But Jess Hilarious is starting to be heavy in the headlines based off what she said regarding a transgender woman, her TikTok video. And I have the question, did Jess Hilarious say anything wrong? Now, why am I asking, did she say anything wrong? So let me share my screen with you and let's look at what exactly was said. Now, this is fair use, by the way. So this transgender woman, I don't know who she is. I think, what is her name? What is her name? I forgot her name. But it's a transgender woman that had this to say on TikTok. Now, Jess Hilarious had responded to this. She made a stitch, and I don't know if I think she posted it on her, not only her Instagram, but her TikTok. Now, she's since taken it down. She was standing 10 toes down with it, but the trans community is mad at her. But let's see what was said.
This is what I mean when the transphobia just comes out. The audacity and just the arrogance for cis women to believe that they own periods.
All right, now what is cis women? Cis, from my understanding from the trans community, cis, which is CIS, that means that you identify what the doctor told you were based on your genitalia. Like if you were born with the penis, then and the doctor says that you had a penis and you're a boy, whatever your sex is, you say, okay, that's what I do. Cis, that's what a cis man is, cis woman is. Trans means that you go against it. I guess that's what it is. But anyway, let me keep playing it.
That they own womanhood. You don't. Okay, you don't own periods. You don't own womanhood. You experience both, and both are different for every person. But as a cis woman, it doesn't belong to you, so you can't gatekeep it.
Like, okay, so she just said that biological women are not gatekeepers when it comes to being a woman. She's saying that let's hear this one more time. Let me go back so we can get everything in proper context.
This is what I mean when the transphobia just comes out. The audacity and just the arrogance for cis women to believe that they own periods, that they own womanhood. You don't. Okay, you don't own periods. You don't own womanhood. You experience both, and both are different for every person. But as a cis woman, it doesn't belong to you, so you can't gatekeep it. Like, hello.
Okay, so she had that to say, and Jess Hilarious actually responded. Let's see what Jess Hilarious had to say.
Who the fuck is gonna stand up for us? Who the fuck stands up for us? And us I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does
Ooh, oh man, let's keep it going.
the delusion stop? What is the difference between um, you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? What's the only difference is you don't have a straitjacket on. Stop talking out your fucking ass. Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never, ever get. You'll never be that.
Bars. My question is, what did she say that was wrong? What did Jess Hilarious, what did she say that was wrong? Shout out to Mr. Harper, Brian Harper. Shout out to Brian Harper, man. Got to get you on the broadcast one of these days. But what did Jess Hilarious say that was wrong? What did she say that was wrong? Now, I think that the biggest issue that people have, or the people of the trans community and, you know, maybe LGBT community and everything, her delivery and what she said, how she said it, you know, because she was cussing a little bit. And then she said delusional. She linked being transgender to delusional, being delusional. All right. So thing is, if you say that, of course, there, you know, that's not the nice way to say it, but I don't think that Jess Hilarious said anything wrong. Because first of all, if you're a trans woman, which means that you're a man transitioning to a woman, how can you have a period? How can you have a cycle? I I don't get that. I don't get a menstrual cycle. Like, how do you have a cycle? Or why would you even want to have a cycle? Help me understand that. You want to bleed, you want to have a period every month if you are biologically born a man with a penis. Now, thing is, this is not any hate speech. This is not transphobic, because transphobia means that you're afraid of transgenders. I'm not afraid, and this isn't any hate speech. This is just talking about how it is. It's very simple. If you are, we know what a male is and what a woman is. Now, the thing is, I don't have any issues with anybody who wants to be transgender. It's your world, because guess what? There are straight, well, they call this one straight men, but there are men out there who love transgender women. They do. Mr. C, Mr. C from Hot 97, Malik Yoba, you know, these transgender women, they have men, and some men will be proud to say that they like transgender women. So, you know, you have that, but what we are not going to do is say what a biological, you can't go against something that is a biological woman. That is a biological woman saying, hey, I was born this way. And for you to be a man and say, okay, forget how you feel. I'm just like you. I'm equivalent to you, because I'm choosing to be, this is what I identify as versus how I was born. See, what they've been trying to do is write their own rules and come up with their own terminology and expect everybody else to follow along. That stops here. And I'm glad that Jess Hilarious spoke out about it, because it needed to be said. Now, some people ain't gonna like the delivery, but a lot of people don't like a lot of stuff. A lot of women couldn't stand Kevin Samuels, but Kevin Samuels kept it thorough and he kept it a buck. RIP to that brother. But sometimes you may not like the delivery, but it's about the message. And as Jess Hilarious, I think that with her sticking up for what she believes in and saying what she's saying now, could she have said it differently? She could have. You know, she said, what's the difference between you you know, being delusional and a person in an insane asylum or whatever like that? You know, that may have been a little too far for them, you know, for that community. But as far as everything else that she said, I mean, a woman is a woman and a man is a man. There's no hate speech going against that. If you choose to, if you want to be transgender, or you feel like, hey, that's what I identify as, knock yourself out. But to say that you're equivalent to an actual woman, biological woman, who has a reproductive system, right? doesn't need any surgery to get it, doesn't need to take any pills, nothing like that. Now, just because I heard the Ricky Smiley show when they were talking about it, just because you're a woman doesn't mean that it only is because you can reproduce, because some women can't reproduce, right? But you still have a cycle. You still are born a woman. You have a vagina. That's what a woman is. It's super simple, very simple. And we're at a point now to where these transgenders will say that they're equivalent just because that's what they identify as. If that's the case, how come you can't be transracial? Let's keep it thorough. Let's keep it a buck. And again, this ain't no hate speech. This is just coming. We're having an honest conversation here. If I say that I identify with being white when I'm melanated, what makes that different from someone saying that I identify as being a man, I identify as being a woman? I'd be like, okay, well, I identify as being a white man. Well, you're not born white. Your parents are black. You were born black. That's what the race is. And I'd be like, well, you know, I was a baby then. I didn't know. That's just what I went with. But can I be transracial if the police pull me over? Can I say that I identify as being white? Let's just keep it a buck. See, there are a lot of games being played, and I'm all for people doing what they want to do, but you can't rewrite the rules or write your rules, and then when somebody doesn't agree with it, you're projecting that they're transphobia and all this other stuff. The most important thing out of all of this is that Jess Hilarious needs support. And there have been plenty of people who have supported her. I saw Tasha K say something. I saw Umar Johnson say something. But my question is, will everybody else say it? Will she be able to be back on the Breakfast Club? Because, you know, that's one of her hubs now, ever since Angela Yee left. But the women right now need to stick with her, because you know how the media does. Now, a person cannot get canceled. Let's keep it a buck. You can't get canceled as long as you have a fan base. They can't cancel you from anything that especially if you built it on your own. Now, I think that she didn't say anything. Her delivery, they could say, could have been different, or better, but I don't think that she said anything wrong. Like, you know, the funny thing is, they talk about misogyny and patriarchy all the time, and men want to control women, or men want to dominate women, men want to tell women what to do, all this other stuff, right? Don't you think the ultimate form of misogyny would be the transgender woman, a man saying, fuck your reproductive system, fuck your vagina, fuck all that, what you are a natural woman or a biological woman. I'm a man, but I identify with you, and I don't have to have no cycle or nothing like that, and I identify as being a woman. Isn't that the biggest form of misogyny? Isn't that misogynistic? That's going in on a woman. You know what I'm saying? That's patriarchy at its highest. I think that I'm so almighty that I'm going to be what you are. I'm so over you and control everything that I'm going to be what you are. That's the biggest form of misogyny I've seen. So I stand with Jess Hilarious. Strong and proud. I stand with her. What she said. The thing is, you can be a transgender woman, but you can't equate yourself to a biological woman. That's not your place. That's not your place at all. You know, same thing with a woman that's trying to transition to a man. You know, you're not that. Like, you weren't born that. Now, you can identify with that all day. In a bag of chips, man, I don't have any problem with that. Like I said, like Mr. C, you got Malik Yoba out there. They love transgender women, you know, and they'll call themselves heterosexual, whatever, like that. Like, they like women the men that dress like women. So you have a community for that. And I think everybody should live in harmony and be all good. But, you know, a person like Jess Hilarious shouldn't be attacked like that if she's voicing her opinion, because what she said was factual. I mean, you can't go against what she said. You really can't go against what she said. But I think that out of everything, women need to support Jess Hilarious if you agree with her stance on it. Now, I know she's going to get attacked and stuff like that, but I want to know where does this leave her with the Breakfast Club? Because, you know, the Breakfast Club is LGBT trans friendly up there with Envy and Charlemagne. Shout out to Envy and Charlemagne. But, You know how, you know, it's equality for everybody, but you can't say, hey, you know what? I know that you're oppressed. I'm a white man, but I want to be a black man. I'd be like, well, nah, what? Like you can't do that. You can't try to equate yourself if that's not what you were born. And it's so simple. It shouldn't even be this big of a discussion because like we're really talking about a man having a menstrual cycle. This is where we're at in 2023. Like I didn't even know that was possible. But you know, it's crazy. What y'all think about it, though? But yeah, shout out to Brian Harper. You did say that she was dead on. I agree 110%. 110%. So I say protect Jess Hilarious at all costs. Protect Jess Hilarious at all costs because I don't think she said anything wrong. If she did say something that was not true, let's talk about what the facts are. Was she lying in her response to that video? And from her being a woman, I can see how she got offended. Like if I say that I identify as a woman and you know you're not the gatekeepers, yes, they are. They are women. I'm like, really? So a woman who was born a woman isn't a gatekeeper on what a woman is. How can a man determine that? How can a man determine that? Just like how can a woman determine what a man is? We can understand each other, but we can't equate ourselves. That's why, you know, I don't believe in trans women playing in sports with biological women. Naturally, men are stronger than women, you know, and it's not fair to have them compete with each other. That's why the whole reason we have the WNBA and the NBA, men's basketball, women's basketball, men's sports, women's sports. That's the whole reason that we have that. Like, this is some simple stuff that you learn in elementary school, man. But where we're at in 2023, everything is subjective. Everybody wants to be included. My thing is this: be who you want to be. You have the right to be whoever you want to be, but you can't be upset when people respond to it. You have the right to be upset, but you can't inflict yourself on other people and force anything because people are going to feel the way they feel and think that the way they think, and especially something as simple as this. And I mean, I don't really know what else to say about that at the end of the day. So shout out to Jess Hilarious, though. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know. Shout out to everybody that's in the room right now. If you're watching this right now, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're on YouTube, hit the share button. If you're on Facebook, retweet if you're on Twitter. So let's move on to something else. I want to talk about Monica. Your girl Monica. Did y'all see what Monica did at a concert? I think it was in Michigan, I believe. But Monica jumped in the crowd after she saw a woman getting assaulted by a man. Let me pull this up and let's take a look at this because I got some thoughts and opinions about this. All right, so here goes Monica.
Listen. Y'all don't get here. Yeah, you ain't no nigga. You got shut up. Listen. Y'all don't get out here. Yeah, you ain't no nigga. You got your shut up.
All right, so that was Monica. That was Monica jumping in the crowd because she saw a woman getting assaulted. That was the dumbest shit that I've seen in recent memory. Some of the dumbest shit. Let me tell you why that's dumb. That's what you have security for. See, a lot of people were praising Monica for being Superwoman. Now, should a man assault a woman? Hell nah. But she said that she was triggered. In my opinion, you got security for that. You got security. You're seeing somebody get assaulted. You don't jump your ass in the crowd and put yourself at danger. You're an artist. You're an entertainer. You're a performer. A lot of people were defending her, talking about, yeah, praising her on, but she put herself in danger. She is a multi-platinum recording artist at a concert that put her ass in danger. If I'm performing, getting paid to perform, and I see some crazy shit going on in the crowd, you think I'm gonna hop my ass in the crowd and try to do something? Like, that's what I have security for. Now, I applaud her and for her sticking up for the woman, right? But you put yourself in harm's way by getting your ass in the crowd. And what if he would assault you? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's still a woman getting herself trying to be Superwoman and put herself in harm's way. I think that was the dumbest thing that you could do. And not even just a woman, but an artist anyway. Like, if it's a male up there, like if Drake sees somebody fighting in the audience and he's like, no, don't hit no, and then he jumps out and tries to defend or protect someone, that's not your job. Now, you can give attention to it, but that's what you pay security for. Lord, God forbid, I know we get scanned when we come in and patted down when we come into concerts, but what will happen if that person is strapped or that person has a weapon on them? You never know what's going on, and you could have got hurt or even get killed doing that. And not only that, a lawsuit could be filed because it's your word versus theirs. Like, if that man assaulted a woman and then Monica came and put her hands on him, he could say, well, no, I didn't assault nobody. Why did she jump off stage and come and hit me? Now you getting sued for millions of dollars. See, I saw people talk about, oh, Monica gangster, Monica. This is like, I'm like, are y'all crazy? Are y'all crazy? Monica shouldn't have got her ass out there in the audience and did that. That was dumb. And for everybody who was saluting her and applauding her and all this stuff, that is not good behavior. That is animal behavior. Like, the thing is this, if they were walking on the street and she saw it, hey, it is what it is. But that's your celebrity, your performer, you jumping your ass out in the crowd and putting yourself in harm's way. That was stupid to me. Very stupid. You could have got yourself hurt and you could have got your ass sued, because, man, like, if I say something to somebody and I get it, she felt triggered and stuff like that, and you want to defend and protect the woman and everything, I got no issue with that. But stick your security on them. Best thing. Have them escorted out of the building. Get the notification over there. Have the light shine on that and get that dude up out of there. But you're gonna hop your ass in the audience and put yourself at risk for that, and then running up on a man. Like, come on, man. People don't want to talk about that. I saw people talking about how gangster she is. That being gangster could be stupid. That was stupidity to me. But anyway, let me move on. Talk about some other stuff. So did y'all see the They Clone Tyrone movie? The new Jamie Foxx movie. And I forgot the guy's name. He was in Star Wars and stuff, but he was one of the stars in the movie. And then the woman, I forgot her name too, man. Forgive me. She had the fro. But what did y'all think about the movie? Did anybody see They Clone Tyrone? Did anybody see it? I got a chance to see it. And I went back and watched it. I give it a 6 out of 10. I saw, like, it was a great storyline. I applaud them for talking about what really be happening and what goes on. I'm surprised they got that on Netflix, but it was a good movie, but it was dry, had some dry moments. The dude who played the main character, I feel like he was trying, he's British, and I can't stand when they get non-FBA, non-foundational Black Americans or non-Black Americans. They're Black because of their heritage. I mean, their race, like they're African and stuff. We come from Africa, but they're not Black Americans. You get what I'm saying? So I don't like when that happens, but I saw the movie. The movie was cool. I did fall asleep on it a couple of times though. I ain't gonna lie. But the message in it, how white people watch what we do and they control us and all that stuff. You really need to check it out. But the reason that I brung that up is because Jamie Foxx made a video. Jamie Foxx recently made a video and he gave us an update on his health. And it was great. That's all I wanted, because it was so many rumors surrounding him saying that he was paralyzed, that he was blind. And he made a video, and I'm sure you've seen it by now because it got millions of views by now. But he was just letting us know that he recovered. He's still recovering and he's okay. But a lot of people kept talking about, man, is that a clone? Jamie Foxx must be cloned. Now, Ice-T has something to say about it, and he pulled this up because this was the thing that went viral. People got a picture, an older picture of him at a red carpet. It looks like they were at a red carpet, and then they put it side by side with the video of him letting us know that he's okay after and during his recovery. And people were saying, oh my God, this doesn't look like Jamie Foxx. How did his skull get smaller? How did he get lighter? Oh my God, he doesn't look the same. And Ice-T said people would rather believe that Jamie is now a clone or AI than the man was just seriously sick and damn near died, because he doesn't look exactly the same. You look different after a bad cold. Shake my head, weirdos. That's true, man. I mean, despite the conspiracies and everything like that, like, cause I made a video talking about Jamie Foxx, wanting to know what really happened. But this is like apples and oranges. Like, you look different. Like he said, if you got a cold, the man was in the hospital for months. So that could explain why he's a little lighter. But look at, I mean, there's a camera angle. He was holding his phone up like this. So it's not going to show his entire head. You know, and on the red carpet, you know, they put makeup on, you know, that they put stuff to enhance you in movies and entertainment on the red carpet. So he's looking his best on the red carpet. You're comparing a man who allegedly had a stroke. You're comparing an older picture to a newer picture. He said he went to hell and back. How the hell do you expect him to look? We're lucky he looks like that, because I thought he was going to look worse. But, you know, he looked like he's recovering. But this is apples and oranges. Like, they didn't clone this man. That is Jamie Foxx. We don't know what happened, what actually went on. Hopefully he'll do an interview to get us updated on what actually happened. But if you were sick, you're gonna lose weight. He said he had tubes down his throat and everything like that. So people aren't gonna look the same after they're sick, especially if you just had a stroke. Are you serious? But nah, they did not clone Jamie Foxx. And my thing is, if you feel like they cloned him, what reason would they have to clone Jamie Foxx? Out of all people, he's an entertainer, he's a comedian. Why do they need to clone him? But they cloned Tyrone. You know what's ironic? It's ironic that we didn't get a video initially, any updates from him up until now, when his new movie, They Cloned Tyrone, came out. So I think that's a big reason everybody has their tinfoil kufi hat on and looking like, what's going on? Wait a minute now. And I get it. Like, you know, it's ironic that this is happening at this time. But, you know, if the movie was already coming out and he's recovering at the same time, he wants to be out, you know, and plus everybody's on strike right now in Hollywood. So it's not too much promotion he could do for the movie and everything like that. So, you know, but nah, do y'all think anybody, because I'm a conspiracy theorist, I go ahead and say it, because I question everything. It's okay to question everything, and we should question more things as Black folks. But cloning Jamie Foxx, nah, I don't think that man is cloned at all. What reason would they have to clone Jamie Foxx? Come on now. But anyway, let's move on to the next thing. Carlee Russell, AKA's Alpha Kappa Alpha's own Carlee Russell, admits that she lied. Ladies and gentlemen, how many people, let me know in the comment section if you saw that the press conference that I think who was that did the press conference? Her representative or somebody, I don't know. But she admitted that she lied. It was even no reason to admit that she lied. We knew that the woman lied. Like, come on, man. Now, I just want to know, why did she lie? Why did she go through those desperate measures to try to make everybody feel like, you know, she got kidnapped and everything like that? Now, the thing is, everybody wants to know, will she be getting any type of punishment for it? Because I heard DJ Envy talk about this today. You know, you got these white Karens that are out here who will call the police on Black people and get a slap on the wrist for making false reports and stuff like that. So Carlee's doing what everybody else does. Now, this doesn't make what she did right, but I mean, I'm wondering if she's going to get the Juicy Smouye treatment. Now, the thing is with Carlee, she made a false police report, a false 911 call, because she said that she saw a toddler on the highway. That's a lie. Now, if investigation was done and everything like that, I think that she should get in trouble for that. But she didn't say that she got kidnapped per se, but she admits that she lied about being kidnapped. Let me make sure I'm saying that correctly. Like, she didn't tell the cops that she got kidnapped, right? But or did she? Let me know in the comment section. Am I tripping? Did she tell the cops that she got kidnapped? But regardless, I know she made a false police report. So, I don't think she should do no jail time or nothing like that. Hopefully she doesn't. But to lie to everybody and it's a level of concern. She did cause a lot of a frustration within the Black community, because the one story that does get the national attention happens to be a false story. And but you know what? I said on my other video that I made about her, I'm going to believe if a Black woman is abducted. I'm going to believe if a Black woman is kidnapped. This isn't going to make me stop looking at it and taking it serious, because this happens all the time. And I feel like you shouldn't either. Don't let one bad apple spoil the bunch, because there are really Black women, a lot of Black women who are out there that get abducted and they don't get this type of coverage. So let's keep the momentum going. Believe Black women. Carlee lied. It is what it is, but let's move past it. All right. Let's move on and talk about something else that's very, very interesting. So Azealia Banks. Anybody familiar with your girl Azealia Banks? Now, of course, she's a hip hop recording artist. She happens to be in the media every so often, but 9 times out of 10 is because of controversy. Her talking shit about another female rapper. That's pretty much what it is. Typically, that's what it is. Now, the last thing that I remember her talking about, she said some pretty foul stuff about DC Young Fly. When she appeared on a Wild and Out, and they were cracking on her real bad, and she was trying to display that karma came back around and caused DC Young Fly's woman, the mother of his kids, Jackie O, to pass away. Like, this was karma. So Azealia said some pretty foul stuff. I don't agree with everything she says, but she had talked about Nicki Minaj recently, and Azealia Banks, when she talks about certain things, some of the stuff that she says is truthful. Now, despite her being crazy and you're not messing with her and stuff like that, a broken clock can be right twice a day. So she was saying some stuff about Nicki Minaj, and it was very interesting. She went on an Instagram rant. Why was she talking about Nicki Minaj? I don't know, but she was saying some stuff that I agree with. Now, me and DJ PM, we talk about this stuff on the show from time to time. But look at the headline. It says Nicki Minaj is called desperate by Azealia Banks for making trash collaborations. Now let's see what she was saying. Nicki, please stop doing these trash collabs. Ice Spice, High Key ate you on your own space. The original of Prince, I guess the original version. The original of Prince Diana is better too. Desperation and defeat is not a good look on you. All right. Now, I don't see any lie in that. Ignore that thing on the side too. Please realize that the game being played against you is bigger than whatever flavor of the moment girl hits the scene. Please stop trying to out hood rat these new girls and get back to boxing. I lost my place. Where did I go? Where did I go? Okay, and stop trying. Okay, here we go. Get back boxing these white pop stars out. So, I mean, this is the thing, man. I agree with Azealia on this one. I agree with Azealia. Like, if we're talking about factual stuff, Nicki Minaj, these collaborations ain't really her. Like, be serious. Would you expect Nicki Minaj to be on a Pound Town? She was on Pound Town too. And I said on my show that Nicki, and PM said this too, Nicki is desperate for a hit. Now, the thing is, Nicki can always chart. She drops a single, the barbers are going to show love to it, they're going to support it, and it's going to top the charts because of streaming. And she has a huge ass cult following. She has a huge support system. But it is true. I feel like the collabs that she's been doing recently have been desperation moves because Nicki wants a street hit record or something that she knows is tangible. because all the other stuff that she drops, even though it charts, I can tell you, I'm a DJ and nobody comes to request a Nicki Minaj song, not of recent memory. Like recent Nicki Minaj songs, because she didn't have some with Lil Baby and everybody like that. They don't request these new Nicki records that come out. So I think that Nicki does want to be hot in the streets, and it's desperation because the Nicki from back then, I don't expect her to be on a Pound Town or anything with Ice Spice, but I feel like she's desperate. I don't think Azealia said anything wrong. Let's see what else Azealia said. Let's see. I think it's really unfair that people call Azealia. Is this what she said? Let's see. What else did she say? And I hate this site. This, I'm trying to see this tweet, what she said. Y'all ain't gonna be able to read it right there, but yeah, basically she was saying that Nicki also needs to disassociate herself from her husband, and she feels that her husband has her blacklisted because, you know, the husband's history. He was charged with what, first or second degree rape or something like that. And Azealia feels like that's holding Nicki back. So this is a simple critique. I know you're gonna shoot the messenger, but what we talk about on the show all the time when it comes to Nicki Minaj, Azealia Banks just said it, and I agree with her. Like I said, a broken clock can be right how many times a day? Twice a day. So I agree with Azealia Banks on that. I do feel like Nicki is desperate, and she feels that Nicki should be competing with the white pop stars because, you know, she makes the starships and all that. Now, I don't agree with that, but I always said that Nicki does need to change up her flow pattern. Well, her flow. Now, when I'm saying her flow, not saying that she doesn't have different styles, but when she raps, it sounds very animated, and that can feel redundant, different things like that. So that's how I feel about it. Let me know in the comments if you agree that, you know, with Azealia Banks or what Nicki Minaj said. Let's move on. Now, shout out to LeBron James's family. They should be in everybody's prayers because his son, Bronny James, suffered he went into cardiac arrest. Now he's at USC, and he got in a cardiac arrest during a workout. Now, you know me, and you know what I think this is for. I've spoken out about this before. And my thing is this: how come all of these young athletes are either dropping out dead or dropping out on the field, getting cardiac arrest? This seems to be a very, very common reality now. This seems to be happening often. And it's been happening since like what, last year going into this year? Is it because of the donut shop or the jab? Is it because of that jab? Now, I'm not going to say exactly what the jab or the donut shop is. Just know that I can't say it on here without them flagging my video or anything like that. But there's a certain thing that everybody was forced to or required to take. I'm going to call it the jab or the donut shop. That's what Kwame Brown called it. Do you think there's something up? Because Elon Musk said that he feels like it's the jab, the donut shop, however you want to say it, right? Starts with a V. But, you know, I got my tinfoil Koofy hat on this because it's like, how come this keeps happening more often? You know, these young athletes, and these are supposed to be some of the healthiest people on the planet. How come these young athletes dropping out on football fields, soccer fields, suffering from cardiac arrest? Like, how is this happening? And it's starting to happen ever since after the pandemic. And what was required after the pandemic? I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but this is happening more often now. You know, and I think he's in stable condition now, but come on, man. Come on, what do y'all think it is? I think I know what it is. But you know, keep his family in the prayers and your prayers and everything like that, because you know, that's a serious matter. And I hope he has a speedy recovery, because I'm looking forward to Bronny playing in the NBA. But I feel like, you know, it's that jab. I'm telling you, that's what I feel like it is. But if you don't know what the jab is, go just research what you think, you know, what it is. I think y'all should know what I'm getting at. But yeah, that's how I feel about that, man. We got some people up in here. Let me know if you are watching right now. do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're on YouTube, please hit that like button, or you can hit the dislike button. It helps out the YouTube algorithm when you do that, and it helps content creators like myself. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Feel free to comment as well. Now, your boy Kodak Black. Your boy Kodak Black has been in the news because he collaborated with Tekashi Snitch 9. Kodak Black. Now, people were really in shock and they were amazed that Kodak Black collaborating with Tekashi. I wasn't surprised. And it's a reason I wasn't surprised. But let's look at what was said. Because Boosie was very upset about this. Let's see what Boosie said.
I blame the streets, bro. Cause that nigga Kodak stand up for the streets, bro. You know, a lot of streets look up to that, bro. I blame the streets, bro. If the streets fuck with that music again, I blame the streets, bro. If Florida fuck with that, I blame the streets, bro. Money ain't gonna make you sell your money. You gonna make millions any kind of way, nigga. You famous, nigga. Don't have no morals, you know. If money make you sell your soul like that, biggest rat in the world, bro. Like, $1 million, 2, 3 million, 4 million, it don't matter.
Fair
you
use.
do that, you'll take a dick for 30 million. You'll put a dick in your mouth. But I thought Kodak was street, bro. I thought this represented the streets, especially the younger generation, you know.
All right, so that's pretty much what Boosie had to say about it. My thing is this, man. I'm not surprised by it because these same rappers will, make music that'll represent genocide, as cause some genocide within the Black community. Let's just keep it real, man. And a lot of these Negroes can be bought and paid for. Let's keep it honest. They make this certain type of music that influences, and I'm not going to blame it all on hip hop, but you got these rappers out here that represent the streets, but who's paying them to represent the streets? Think about that. The record label is not ran by them, more than likely. Now they could have their own record label, but they still are out here pushing out agendas and different things like that. So if they can be paid to talk about killing other Black folks, what makes you think that they can't get paid to collaborate with a snitch? That's one thing. Second thing, let's look at Kodak's background. Now the no snitching thing is really heavy within the Black American community. And I'm just pointing it out. I mean, Kodak's lineage is Haitian. Now, shout out to my Haitian people and stuff like that. But come on now. That doesn't seem too far of a reach for somebody like him who probably is looking at it for a check. Because if you notice, the only other person who's collaborated with Kodak has been Nicki Minaj. But everybody else who's supposed to represent the streets and be street hasn't done it. But I'm not surprised, man. I'm really not surprised that Kodak Black actually did do this. You could be bought for it. And he ain't the only one that might do it. You see Akon, Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj, she's from Trinidad, ain't she? I'm just saying, notice the pattern of people who have collaborated with Tekashi 6ix9ine after this has happened with him being a snitch. Nicki Minaj, Kodak Black, Akon. Those are the only three that I know, and they're not actual Black Americans. Nicki Minaj is Trinidadian. I know she grew up here, but I think she was born in Trinidad. Kodak Black is Haitian, and Akon, Akon is Senegal. He's from, what is he, Senegalese or whatever you call it? But I mean, they can be bought and paid for. I just haven't seen anybody from America, Black American, that has collaborated with Tekashi as of yet. Because you see the treatment Gunna has got. Gunna can't get a collab from nobody right now for him being a snitch. So it really wasn't surprising that Kodak Black did this, collaborate with Tekashi. He could be bought and paid for. They say he got a Rolls Royce or something like that. And also, Whack 100, who's supposed to be this super blood, he collaborate. I mean, he's his manager. You know what I'm saying? So Negroes can be bought and paid for, and Boosie shouldn't be this surprised. But Boosie, what I would say to Boosie is that Kodak is not from here. So he probably is looking at it like, man, shoot, that's y'all can do that. Y'all can go by this no snitching thing, but I'm from the streets, but I'm a rep, and then do this collab. It's about the money. It's about the money. And you see what Boosie said. He said, if you do this, you'll take a dick in your mouth. So yeah, man, I wasn't surprised. Were you surprised that Kodak Black, who's supposed to be street, collaborated with Tekashi Snitch 9? Let me know in the comment section if you're surprised or if you're not surprised with that. But yeah, let's move on. Now, something else in the news, Beanie Siegel, former Rockefeller Records artist, said that he wants to use AI for his next album. Because if you don't know about Beanie Siegel, I think he had a lung removed, and when he raps, his voice isn't the same. DOC, remember he got into a car accident before, right when NWA had blew up and everything like that. But AI has features now to where if I wanted to make a song using Michael Jackson's voice, I could do it. If I wanted to do a song using Beyonce or Drake's voice, I could do it. So Beanie Siegel came up with the idea to use, since he doesn't sound the same like he used to, but the bars are still there. But when he raps, he always sounds like he's out of breath and he's kind of raspy. And said, you know what? With AI out, I can make an album and I can sound like the old Beans because my bars are still here. AI is out. I just use AI to do it. And it is authentic coming from him. So I think that that's a good idea. And you know who else I feel like should do the same thing? And I said this on my Facebook, the DOC. I just mentioned him earlier. DOC came out with the album. What was it? Nobody does it better. No one could do it better. Right at the height of NWA's success and everything, but he got into a bad car accident. I think he had got pushed out his window and landed in a tree or something like that, but it messed up his throat real bad in his voice box, so he's not able to speak. He hadn't been able to speak for years. Now he helped Snoop Dogg learn how to not just rap, but make songs, because before that, Snoop just used to freestyle and rap. He didn't know how to structure a song. So DOC helped write for Dr. Dre, different artists on Death Row and stuff like that. But I would love for DOC to rap with his AI voice. I think that's a good tool for AI. See, AI has a lot of people scared, which we should be worried about it because, of the other stuff. But it could be used good use. It could be good use if somebody, think about this, if a Mariah Carey, she don't sing the same like she used to. And you got auto-tune and everything. What if she used AI to make her voice sound better, like the old Mariah? See what I'm saying? So I don't think it's a bad idea in that regard if it's the actual artist that's doing it. Because some of these artists may not sound the same, and you'll have a DOC or a Beans, Beanie Siegel, who lost a lung and can't rap the same because his voice doesn't sound the same. So I think it's a good idea for him to use AI. That's a real good idea. I saw that. I was like, okay, that's what's up. So hopefully, and I'm not a Beanie Siegel fan, but I just think that it's dope that he would actually do that. That's pretty cool. But let me know in the comments, would you want to hear an AI album from Beanie Siegel or the DOC? Or like I said, if AI can make Mariah Carey have her voice back and sound like she did in the 90s, would you be interested if Mariah Carey used AI? That'll be slick. I think that'd be a good idea. But last thing I want to cover, Nas Magic 2. Nas dropped his 5th album in 3 years called Magic 2, produced entirely by Hit Boy. I enjoyed some of the songs on the album, but it was cool. It was cool. Now, the thing is this, I saw some people on my timeline talking about, it really ain't all that, like, they're getting oversaturated with the Nas and Hit Boy features or collaborations. Let me say this about the Magic. So you got King's Disease 1, King's Disease 3. Those are like the meat, right? The meat and potatoes of his albums. Those are what I consider like the actual albums that stand out. The Magics, Magic 1, Magic 2, those albums are like the lost tapes versions, like Hit Boy's lost tapes. Him and Hit Boy's collaborations, those are like the lost tapes, the B-sides. So if you went into Magic 2 thinking that you were going to hear King's Disease, then you lost already. I went into Magic 2 thinking about Magic 1. I really Magic one was cool, but it sounded like some leftover tracks. It sounded like some B-sides, some album cuts that didn't make the album. That's what it sounds like. It sounded like, you know, him and Hit Boy just was vibing in the studio and they just had some leftover tracks and they just wanted to put a project together, because I get the King's Disease trilogy, but Magic, I don't know why they called it that, or they're calling these series that. But you know, I think it's if you're a Nas fan, it's something to listen to, but I don't look at it as a King's Disease or like those official albums. I feel like it's like the Lost Tapes. The Lost Tapes are albums, but those are like leftover material that didn't make other albums, and they can still be enjoyable. But if you expected this to be like an album, then you went into it lost already. Godson across the belly. But his next project, now he said during this that for one thing, he said that he introduced Tupac to Hennessy. Y'all think that's cap? That was interesting. But the thing is, him and Hit Boy, he said in I forgot what song it was, but he said by the time y'all hear this one, we'll be halfway finished with the next one. So we're gonna get some more Nas and Hit Boy collaborative albums. Now, thing is, some people feel, like I said earlier, that they're oversaturated, like it's too much Nas and Hit Boy. But let me tell y'all this: Nas is the first rapper, at least on a mainstream level, to put out a project that had multiple producers on one album. Before Nas came out in mainstream rap, everybody had one rapper, one producer. And to me, that formula sticks out because the artist and the producer have a vibe with each other, and they can make it's great consistency for an album versus you putting out an album with different producers on there. If it's done right, it could be a nice album because it's a variety of sound. But what's happened over the years is that those type of albums are inconsistent, because if I got an album, I got Pharrell on this song, Swizz Beatz on this song, Timbaland on this song, Metro Boomin on this song, it's going to sound like a playlist or a mix CD, but not sound like an album. So with Nas and Hit Boy's formula, you can tell that it feels like they're cooking something, right? It's like going to a place like an Italian restaurant. If I go to an Italian restaurant, more than likely their food will be decent because it's focused on one thing, Italian food. But if I go somewhere like a Cheesecake Factory, they got a big ass menu with a whole bunch they got chicken tenders, pizza, pasta, steak, crab boil, cheesecake, all this shit. Anybody ever been to the Cheesecake Factory? They got a big menu. And I don't like Cheesecake Factory because they're not focused on one thing. Now, some people like Chili's, Applebee's, different chain restaurants, you can have a variety of stuff. But, you know, the primary focus of Longhorn is a steakhouse. The primary focus of Del Frisco's is a steakhouse. You know, if I'm going to hibachi, they're focused on making hibachi. So that's how I compare these albums. Like, if it's Nas and Hit Boy together, they're going to give you a variety of stuff they come up with different sounds, but it's one rapper, one producer. So you're going to get some consistency. But if you got one rapper, 20 million producers, you're going to, if it's done correctly, it could be variety and be a good project. But if you got multiple producers, sometimes it'll take you out of the element. So I think Nas and Hit Boy have great chemistry, because I love all the King's Disease. King's Disease 1 through 3. If I have a favorite, it's King's Disease 3, then KD 1, then KD 2. But I think it's still a solid offering. I think it's still a solid offering for any Nas fan. So if you checked out Magic 2, let me know in the comments how you like it. I wasn't expecting too much from it, so that's why I wasn't let down. Oh my God, like this doesn't sound like the other KDs or the other Nas and Hit Boy albums. I think the Magic series are the B-sides. But like I said, let me know in the comments what y'all think about it. But anyway, man, that's all I'm gonna cover for tonight. We actually made it under an hour. You know, I like to do these things in just an hour. But yeah. If you are watching, thank you so much. Everybody who is watching currently for hanging with me. It means a lot for y'all to hang out with me every week, each and every week on Tuesdays, to hear me talk my stuff. And if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/ResView. It's going across your screen right now. Hopefully everybody will continue to have a productive week. That is where you follow me, right there. at JAYR3D on all social media platforms, Threads, Instagram, Twitter. You should already be subscribed to the YouTube channel. Everywhere else, if you're on Facebook or you see this on Facebook, do me a favor, share it, hit the like button, and hit the like button and everything on YouTube. Thank you everybody for joining me. I'll be back next week. This is J Red Resview signing out.